Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I am currently pregnant with my second child, who, if you've seen my gender reveal, you will now know is a girl, which is very exciting. I have a daughter, Sophia, who is 13 months old now, and this baby girl is due in August, so they'll be 18 months apart, and I'm so excited. Now we know it's a girl, we can start thinking about baby names. We think we may have decided the name now. We'll see if it stays or not. I asked Joe, my husband, his top 5 baby names, and I curated my top 5 baby names for girls, and I'm going to share them with you today. So grab a cup of tea, or in my case, McDonald's Diet Coke, and let's get started. The first name that I love is Charlotte. I've always really liked this name. I don't know why. I just think it sounds really nice. It sounds very regal. Obviously Princess Charlotte. I quite like the nickname Lottie, although I'm not huge on nicknames, so I would probably call her Charlotte as the first name and as a full name. I'm not that into the meaning of names, but I did look up all the meanings of these names. So Charlotte means free, which I quite like. I think that's a nice meaning. Joe, however, doesn't like that name. I'm still trying to convince him on it, but he is not as keen on that name, so I'm not sure if she will be called Charlotte or not. I'm going to go to one of Joe's names. I think I'll alternate. One of Joe's favourite names is Lucy for a girl, which I actually really like as well. I think that's definitely a contender. Lucy means light, which is a lovely meaning of a name. I've just abbreviated the meanings. I think it means like dawn of the light or something, but basically it means light. I think that's a really sweet meaning, and I think this child will bring light to our lives and the world, so that would be an appropriate name for her. I like soft sounding names and I like traditional names, so this is definitely one that we both like and that we are considering using. My next name, and these are in no particular order by the way, I've literally just thought of them and that's it. But my next name is Amelia. I really like this name. It was really popular a while ago, but it doesn't seem to be as popular anymore, but I still think it's a lovely name. I think again it's a soft sounding name, Amelia. I think Sophia and Amelia go quite well together. That's the other thing, isn't it, with when you've already got a child, you've got to make sure that they go well together. Amelia means hard work, so like industrious hard work, which again is a great name, great meaning of a name, a hard worker. We do both like this name as well, although it was on my list. Joe does really like it as well. He probably would have put it on his list as well. Same with Lucy. I would have had that on my list, but it was on Joe's list, so. Oh, and I quite like the nickname Millie as well. Like I said, I'm not massively into nicknames, but it's a good nickname to have if that's what they wanted to be called. Joe's next one is Georgie. He actually really likes Georgiana and Georgie for short. I don't know why he likes this name. He doesn't really come on my videos, so that's why it's just me. But I should probably ask him. I don't know why, he just always really liked this name. He's really pushing for this child to be called Georgie or Georgiana. My only thing is, I think Georgiana sounds quite like we should be royalty and we're not. So I don't know if that's a bit posh for our family. It does go really well with our last name though, and I don't mind the name Georgie. I always picture a Georgie, if I was gonna have a Georgie, they'd be like a tomboy, like really outgoing, really out, like into sports, climbing trees, which I do quite like because I was a little bit like that as a child. I did ballet and all of that, but then I also climbed trees and went on like spy missions with my brothers. But Georgie is similar to like the boy's name George. It means farmer, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but that's what it means. My next name is Emily. I just think this is a really lovely, traditional, classic name that will never sound odd. It will never go out of fashion. In fact, all of my names are like this. But Emily, I just think is a lovely name. It means to excel. Again, it's a great meaning. Someone who is a perfectionist and always works very hard, then that resonates with me. It's just a nice traditional name. Sophia and Emily, I think that goes quite well as well. Joe's next name is Isla, which means island. No deeper meaning than that. I think he said it was like maybe a Scottish name, I think. He likes Isla. I don't know why, he just really likes Isla. It's not my personal choice. so that's definitely Joe's choice. I don't think our child will be named Isla, but it's his list, so he can have whatever he likes on it. My fourth name is Olivia, which means olive tree, so it's obviously the female version of Oliver. Now, I have a nephew called Oliver, Ollie, but when I was speaking to my mum about my name ideas, she was like, I don't think that matter, and I don't think it does. Olivia, it's different to Oliver. I really like the name Olivia. I think it's like one of the most popular names at the moment, but Sophia and Olivia sounds like a posh shop, like a clothing boutique. I think that goes really well together. I just like the name Olivia. Again, it's soft sounding. Yeah, Olivia, I really like it. I don't think Joe likes it. We have found it very hard to find names that we both like, but I do really like Olivia. It's definitely on my list. Whether this child will be called Olivia, probably not, I don't know, but definitely maybe another one if we have another girl. Then yeah, I love it. Joe's next favourite name is Tilly, which means battle mighty. We actually have a Tilly in the family as well. Her name is Matilda, nicknamed Tilly, but Joe just liked Tilly as a name. I have to say, it's not a name I would christen my child. I would go for a full name like Matilda. You know, I actually, before I even had children, before I met Joe, I really like that name. I think it's a really cute name, and I suppose it is quite traditional as well. It's not soft sounding though, is it? Matilda. But I really like it, and I think Tilly is a good nickname for Matilda. I think that goes well. So I don't think I'd name my child Tilly off the bat, but I'd consider Matilda if it wasn't already in the family. But I think unlike Olivia and Ollie, because it's the same like sex, it's a girl, I don't know if I could name it the same as someone who's already in the family. I know they're not like directly in our family, it's sort of family of family, but I'm just not sure if that'd be weird or not. My last name is Alice, which means noble. I like this name. I think again it's a nice traditional name. It's never going to go out of style, and actually Joe's paternal grandmother was called Alice, which I didn't realise when I put it on my list. My father-in-law's mother was called Alice, so I like that it's a kind of family name. Joe hates it, like hates it. I don't know why. I really don't know why, because I think it's a lovely name. Sophia and Alice. Yeah, I just think it's a nice name. Like, you can't go wrong with Alice. It's just pretty, it's girly, it's just a nice name. It sounds nice. Oh, did I say what it means? It means noble. I can't remember if I've already said that, which is a good meaning, I think. But that's probably not going to be the name of our child because Joe hates it. I feel a bit like this about Joe's last name, Miley. No, Miley Cyrus. I just would never name my child Miley, but Joe put it on his list, and do you know what? It really shocked me. When he said Miley, I was like, Miley? He's never mentioned that name before. All the others he's mentioned that he likes, but Miley, we've never had a discussion about Miley before. It's never been on our radar. Like, yeah, never ever. But it means dear and gracious, which is actually quite a nice name. Just would think of Miley Cyrus. I don't know, no, it doesn't go with our last name, it doesn't go with Sophia. It's not, I feel like it's not popular in the UK. It's not like a name. I don't even think it was on the baby name list that I looked at, because I have looked at a list to get ideas. If this baby was a boy, well, I know my boy's name for definite, but there's so many boys' names that I love. I'm going to do a separate boys' names one, even though I know I'm having a girl. But we've struggled with girls' names. Obviously, Sophia was our favourite. That's why we named our first daughter Sophia. So now we are struggling. But to be honest, even with Sophia, we had two names. That is, one of them is on this list. So we think we're pretty certain what our daughter's name is. And actually, we're thinking her middle name is going to be another name from this list. But I don't want to tell you yet, just in case we change our mind. Like, we're still testing it out. We're calling her the name. We're kind of calling, you know, seeing how it would sound. I've even practiced shouting the names, like, Sophia and blah, blah, blah. Get your shoes on ready. Right, Sophia, blah, blah, we're going. Although when I pointed that out to my mum, she said you'd probably just end up shouting girls, which is true. It's funny the things you have to think about when you're naming a child. You have to think about your surname. Does it go with your surname? For me as a teacher, have I taught any children that it's going to remind me of in a negative way? Is it going to last, like stand the test of time? It's not just a fad or a fashion. Meaning, I mean, I'm not that into meaning, but I'd like it to have a nice meaning. All of these different things. And When we named Sophia and we went to get her registered, we had this moment where we looked at each other when we got home like, have we chosen the right name? Is Sophia definitely her name? But yeah, it's always been her name, so I'm pretty sure this baby has her name now as well. And now, just as a little bonus at the end, I asked my Instagram followers what their favourite girls' names are, so I'm just going to read them all out in case you need some more ideas for girls' names. Everly, Hattie, that's one of my friends who, if she has a girl, that's going to be her name, so that could never be my child's name. Delilah, Ivy, Frankie, Sienna. I actually don't mind Sienna. Ellie and Elise. I quite like Ellie or Ella. I don't mind that name. Aria. See, that reminds me of Pretty Little Liars. Isabella. I quite like Isabella. And Bella for sure. I quite like that. Billy. No, I went to school with the Billy, so no. Lila. Don't mind that one. Luna. That just reminds me of Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter. Ophelia, I do quite like that, but I personally would never choose it. Daphne, Delphine, they're not really my tastes. Penny, Orla, Ottie, Olive, Effie. I don't mind Penny. Penelope, I like Penelope actually. I like the full version of things. Ada, spelled A-Y-D-A, but we've gone Ada, A-D-A. That is my niece who is the same age as Sophia, so that is never going to be on our list. Isabel, I don't mind Isabel, I prefer Isabella though. Elsie, I actually don't mind Elsie. And Georgia, we would obviously, if we were going to choose it, we'd choose Georgiana. Eliana, Isla, like Joe said. Ren, see, to me Ren is a boy's name. Florence, Felicity, Meredith, Bethany. I really do like Bethany, that almost made my list. Eden, Elise, I think some of these are repeated now. Eva, well, we have an Aoife, so it's a bit too close to that. Some of these are really unique names. Ariette, Viola, V-Y-L-A-H, Eloise and Lily. Amelia, but with an E. I like the A-M-E-L-I-A spelling. Ember, Lara, Elodie. Do you know what? I've never really heard of the name Elodie, but then someone from church named their daughter Elodie. Maria, I quite like the name Maria. Mila, or Mila, I don't know how you pronounce that. Nova, Freya. Poppy. You see, I'm not into floral names, but if I was going to choose a floral name, I do like Poppy. Betsy, I quite like Betsy. Edith, Parker. See, that to me is a boy's name. Fleur. Mara, Esme, Nora. Nora seems to be a really popular name as well at the moment. I've seen a few Noras. Annabelle, I quite like Annabelle. Darcy, there's two Darcys spelt two different ways here. Alana. Yeah, so those are some that were suggested by my Instagram followers, so thank you very, very much. Names are weird, aren't they? Because when you think about it, like people my grandma was Denise and my other one was Joan. Like, I would never. Could you imagine naming your child that now? And like my mum is Anne. I like Anna. I like Anna as a name, or like Annabelle, but like Anne, A-double-N, my mum hates it. Like Linda, that's my auntie. Jane, that's my other auntie, but I suppose that's not that you could name your child Jane now, that'd be okay. But could you imagine little baby Linda? Sorry Linda if you're watching. It just sounds so funny. It just little baby Joan. And like my grandma's best friend was Betty, which I don't mind Betty, but I think Betsy is nicer. But little baby Betty, if you like naming your child Ian now, I don't know, I just find that so funny. So I want names that are gonna always be nice and not like fashionable 1 minute and then later on in life they're not going to be very fashionable. Like Sarah is not a fashionable name anymore, but I still think it sounds okay. You could name your child Sarah, but that's not a fashion, is it? There was loads of Sarahs in my school growing up. In fact, I'm Sarah Louise and there was another Sarah Louise in my class. But Samantha, they're all out of fashion now. Danielle, Rachel, Rebecca, none of those are like fashionable anymore, but those were really seem to be the names of like my generation. It's funny. I don't know, if you have any more ideas then let me know, because like I said, we think we've got it but we're not set in stone, so it would be nice to get more ideas, especially kind of traditional names, or you know, just let me know what you would name your daughter or have named your daughter if you have one. I think names are fascinating. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I've always wanted to film one of these videos, so now I feel like I've got a purpose to film one. Keep your eyes peeled. I'll probably film the boys' names one in a few weeks just for the fun of it and for any future boys I may have. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you don't already follow me on Instagram, then please go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram for our day-to-day life. I do lots of play ideas. I'm doing more pregnancy updates on there. I am generally on there every day doing stories and then posts and things. So hope to see you over there, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye!